China feels this is one answer to its towering pollution problem. A new power plant that the industry likes to call a clean coal burner, spewing far less toxins than the older generators now shut down in Beijing. This plant, halfway to the port city of Tianjin, was opened in November by China Guodian, which, along with the World Coal Association, invited Bloomberg for an exclusive tour. Coal, we all know, is cheap and abundant, but it's the world's biggest source of carbon emissions. China is moving to more renewable forms of power generation, but Bloomberg Intelligence says coal still accounts for nearly 75% of China's energy mix, down from 84% a decade ago, but the move to renewables takes time.
Coal should retain its dominance in China's energy supply. First off, China is rich in coal and has less gas and oil. And secondly, it's a fact that there are many poor people in China. Coal is the energy for poor people.
What China is doing at the moment is building new coal-fired power plants that are cleaner than gas plants. They're cleaner than the average coal-fired power plant that operates in many of the developed economies of the world today.
Guodian says it doesn't measure CO2 emissions on site, but we could see what they call the SOx and NOx, the emissions of sulfur dioxide and nitrous oxide that they say, thanks to a desulfurization scrubbing process, are about 10 times less than a traditional thermal coal plant. The government gets this data real time and can punish the plant if emissions get too high.
These levels of SOx and NOx, you're going to find they're lower than typical European or US standards.
Burning cleaner coal does have its costs. Guodian says it's spending a little more than $1 billion over the next 2 years installing the clean coal tech at a time when China's coal and power industries are in forms of crisis.
They've overbuilt. There's more overcapacity in electric power generation than any other sector in China. The utilization rates of capacity are down in the neighborhood of 50–60%. This is an industry with extraordinarily high fixed costs, and when the utilization rates fall that low, there are huge losses.
To be sure, the World Coal Association, as industry lobbyist, wants the world to use more, but it argues that President Trump's plan for reviving the U.S. coal industry can lead to cleaner solutions.
We believe that President Trump will be looking at this sort of technology for deployment in the U.S.
Doesn't hurt your sales pitch either when the weather does its part on one of the clearest blue sky days so far this year. Stephen Engel, Bloomberg News, Langfang, China.